Good afternoon. This afternoon we are going to go through the financial template for the West Africa Drug Policy Reform Project on how the respective grantees should fill the form so that it conforms with our grant requirements. And I hope all of us are going to go by the processes, and at the end of the day we will be conforming to the grant terms. I think I'm here with some colleagues who will be helping us to understand it better, and we'll be asking questions along as we continue to get this done. And other participants who will be reviewing or going through this video should learn from these questions and how the process goes. Can we start? This grant actually was given to us from OSIWA, and grantees are actually expected to conform with the grant terms. We are expected to produce a financial report aligned with our narrative report. The financial report template has 4 sheets, which is the financial reporting, the detailed costing, the summary report, and the activity listing. Colleagues, these are snapshots of how these pages and template is going to look like. For you to fill this form, it would be better for you to have such documentations to help you get it right. That is an activity budget from the grant budget that you received from the institute and you countersigned. Also, if a payment is being made to respective vendors, you certainly need to have a proof of who you are paying and for what purpose. And so a payment voucher will not be out of place producing. A copy will be shared as part of this template that will be shared with the grantees. If you made payment by check, a copy of the check is also good and a reference point for the financial report. If cash was also paid, certainly you need to give a receipt acknowledging how much was paid and which parties received the payment and for what. And so a receipt should be generated for this service. In a later slide, you will see a snapshot also of another receipt from one of the projects for your review and understanding. We further show you that this is how the detailed worksheet shows and displays. Anything from here, I think when we get into the template projection and walkthrough, you can see the full operation of the detailed expense report. We will be glad to see you have all these things so that your financial report will certainly be a quantitative reflection of your narrative reporting, and that all the processes that you have gone through can be seen from your operational budget, the copies of the invoices and the PVs, and samples of your expenditure approval can also be seen from your operational budget. Colleagues, I think when you come with supporting receipts, it gives it credibility with all the fields of the receipts being captured, and capturing this information in the provided template will give us a perfect understanding of what activities were carried up during the process whilst you were implementing your interventions. Can you see a copy of this receipt from Wasti Pastry and Catering, which was for a particular organization, was received from Foundation Against Illicit Drug and Child Abuse. You see, almost all the fields were filled. You see the date that the procurement was made, a stamp acknowledging that this actually qualifies for a perfect receipt to be tendered in as a support sheet. And I think these are the initial steps. It would be right that we get to the templates and we get doing what is supposed to be done. Thank you for now. I'll speak to the templates. Okay, so we are back with the supporting slides to check how our activities should be recorded. We will be helping with other templates such as this. This is for transportation expenses, and the respective institutions can. This is one from WAXI. You can delete this and put your logo. Put your logo in here. So I'm trying to find a logo for the network. Let's say you find this is a logo for the. This is the logo. Oh, my logo is gone. Never mind. You know your logos. Okay. So let's say this is the logo for the network, FID. You can put it here. If it's for transportation expenses, all the people who are going to come for the meeting, and if it's for policy engagement, for communication training, if this is for transportation expenses, all the people who are going to come through, they get saved in. Mind you, the date of the activity, where is the training, all the activity being held, you put it here, and the rates you have there, the recipients, this it can stay blank, then the person actually writes the name and sign. And we are using Leanne as your focal person in here, as possibly if he was holding this in WAXI, he'll be paying you. So Leanne, as you see, would be the one responsible. In the same vein, if you are using this for, let's say, a media workshop, you can just change this and then let's say media transportation or something of that sort. Or yes, media transportation. So it is basically what you want to use this for. Then you adapt it to suit your objective. We can move to how the budget is. This actually is the grant budget, a model of the grant budget that you have. So you see that we are taking the case of, let's say, Ghana as an whose activities amounted to, let's say, 12,000, and that they had different activities, that the support don't punish, the baseline research, the forum with students, all adding up to 12,000. But this is the main award. And how will they be able to do this? In the event of they doing a support don't punish activity, perfect activity budget needed to be prepared. So we call it operational budget in WATC. And a typical one will be what we have here. You have the activity title, the duration, and the date. So let's say it's support. Don't punish. Where is the date? Where is it going to be held?
At WATC Training Center.
Okay, so Leanne said WATC Training Center.
It can be from 10th to 12th.
Oh, sorry. I even said it's WATC. It's a date. So let's say
10th.
10th to 12th. So 12th September 2016. Okay, so if you are expecting how many people, the venue, one person, so you know what actually goes to support don't punish activity. Anything which goes around this, you look at that and you fix it in there. And mind you, when you are doing this, you align it to your grant budget to ensure that you stay within your implementation threshold. That is why you do the operational budget. So let's say the person working on the finance will develop this, and possibly your own governance structures, the leader of the platform might approve such a payment per your own governance and expenditure acceptable terms that you have within the network, right? Okay, so this is up for you to fail. So if you feel that, then based on this, if you are even issuing out money for photography, it means it's been captured for. You plan for it, and you can use this as a support for why you paid these people and a part of the grant, right? Okay, then for us to move forward, you know, you are making payments to such persons. You have to issue a payment voucher to such fellows, and they sign for what purpose, and you have a reference, the date, and you categorize the activity you are putting such a person expenditure to. And this is it makes life very simple, very easy, and whoever receives the money acknowledges that he has received it, the name. It will conform with your receipt that you have. If you have made payments with a check, you find the check number. If you made payment with cash, you possibly might change here and make it cash, and maybe put a code that your cash reference. If we have all this done, it makes our work and our reporting very easy when we move into the reporting template. The reporting template has, as we indicated initially, has 4 sheets. This is the main grant reporting form, the detailed cost sheet, detailed cost line sheet, which is going to bring all the information you captured on your payment voucher and the receipts you received, those references. You are going to put all of them here. But on this page, we are going to start off with the activity listing. For this grant, we have a different theme. This template is for you, the grantees, to adopt to your respective activities that you are carrying out. So we have made provision that if you are working on capacity enhancement, then you need not possibly put it there. Relatively to this grant, I think we are going to do advocacy. So let's say we put advocacy. Advocacy as a new theme that we are working on now. Concerning the budget we just showed you, we will be listing the relevant activities in that budget, and I have tried putting down some of them. I think my colleagues will help me out with the remaining activities. We have support don't punish, we have baseline research, we have forum with students, we have forum with religious leaders, and what?
Workshop for network members.
Okay, so let's say workshop for network.
We also have follow up on NCC bill.
Okay, so we say follow up. It might be very long, but for us to follow up. Okay, then what again? Are we done? I think we are done for now. Okay, so you see, this has included this has highlighted all the activities for this particular budget we have. What kind of expenses? When we look at the budget, I see transportation, I see food and water. If food and water does not apply to you and you want to say lunch and snack, maybe you say lunch and snack. Then let's say printing and stationery, if it's good for you. If facilitation, you don't do facilitation, you say consultancy, we still can edit it if it's. Then a new one, possibly accommodation. Accommodation, media, and what?
Conference.
And what conference? Oh, but we have lunch already. Okay, so let's say conference for purposes of doubt. We will put there. We have tried to bring all the currencies within West Africa. I have forgotten one. I think Nigeria. Naira, right? Okay, great. Folks, Naira is very important in our economy. Okay, so this is actually going to help us prepare our reports. So we go straight from here to the detailed cost. We are going to try and list about five of the inputs, then show you how the report will be generated. Okay, so because this template we see DFA. Now I want to appease my friends in the Nigeria for now. So Naira. Okay. The first sheet actually is for the advance you have received. So if you see here, it says please enter the approved grant amount or the grant received. Okay, so let's say this one was 12,000. Right? Okay. Please ask. You want to ask a question? Please do.
We have put there 12,000 for some who have not received the total amount, like 8,000. then need to do the 12,000 or the 800 and 400.
No, you have to put the amount received.
So 8,400.
So 8,400. So 8,400. Right? Okay. Please, for the purposes of this, let's restrict ourselves to the amount in the grant. For the purposes of the template, restrict yourself to the amount as approved in the grant. So, excuse me. Okay, so we are going to help ourselves. Okay, with, let's say, on what dates? Please give inputs.
2nd June.
Okay, so 2nd June or something of sort. It's 6, 2016. Okay, so let's say, so this is where you have the reference. So with the reference, you either use what you have in here. You see this, you can use the check number, or possibly your voucher number, or maybe the support receipt number for this. So let's say we had RF 00 as a reference number, and whenever we are cross-checking your supporting sheet, we are going to use this your reference number too. So this RF was, let's say, electricity. Oh, electricity. See, when you put in there, this is not, that's why we said when you go back to your activity listing, you have to itemize what you need to put there as an activity. Electricity was not an activity, so it will restrict you. So if we went back to it and use the rule to drill down, you are going to see that we said the activity we have here is what?
Support and punish.
Mm-hmm.
Baseline research from students.
Okay, so we said.
So are you saying that the activity here is from the grant budget and not activity that we are willing to bring on board, but the activity in the grant budget?
Yeah, the activity as approved in the grant budget, that is what you will be listing in the activity line here under the activity listing. So if you do not state it here, you get into the detailed budget, detailed cost, it will not allow you to select. So that is why we said please fill the activities as per the approved budget and how you presented it. If you fill it here, depending on how you fill it, it is what is going to give you the opportunity to fill the form. Okay, so we are in the, we go back to the detail. So it's for support don't punish. Let's say Kusi is the payee, and what expense was it for? Possibly it was for consultancy. So let's say speaking at the program. And because now we said it is advocacy, we do what? We select advocacy. And we are working in Naira, so the local amount is, let's say we gave the person 500,000 Naira, and the exchange rate being, let's say, 950. It means you see, progressively we have the thing has already calculated the amount in dollars for us. So the dollar equivalent is 526.32. Okay. And it has deducted it from the balance. That's why I said we should try as much as possible to state the approved amount as per the grant. Okay. So we move on. And we go to the third. Well, I've been notified that the rate is high, right? What's the rate? The rate is what? 2.50. No, never mind. This is for illustration purposes. Okay. Okay, so we go to number 2. We are inputting about 10. Okay. Candidate A, give us you are going to fill this line for us. So what's third? June. Okay, 3rd June 2016, And you are saying, let's say, what is the reference? Remember, the reference is per either the check number, the receipt, the receipt number. Let's say Abuja store, Abuja ST 111, right? And what activity is it for?
The activity is forum with students.
Program with students. Forum with students. Okay, so we select forum with students. Remember, so when you see the drill down forum with students, then boom. Mobi.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's what? So we are going to select, what are we saying? It was for
accommodation.
Okay, so for accommodation. So let's say 2 nights stay in Omobi. 2 nights stay in Omobi, right? Okay, so mind you, it's still advocacy. If it were not advocacy, we can try. If it were not advocacy, we could have tried using capacity building. We try capacity enhancement. Okay. And then what is it? What was the amount? The amount was 50,000. Why are you too conversant with 50-50? Okay. 8,000. 8,000. And the rate being, let's say this time, let's change the rate and see. So you see, automatically it has. Okay. So as we continue, and the number 4. So as we state number 4, you see the sheet is extending for us. Okay. So okay. Yes, give us another date.
Okay, 15.
Don't worry. It's what, 15? Yeah. 15 what?
15 June.
Okay, I just wanted to be a little bit. Okay, so let's say X.
Activity
Follow up. Okay. Joel. Okay, so it was for what? Remember, if you not have the expense line here, and you still want to go, and it's not relevant here, you go back here. Let's say Joel is media, right? So you can put, let's say, media. So let's go and see media. So we didn't have media. The media has come. Okay. So then what? coverage. So do we stick by advocacy? Okay, so we are by advocacy now. 70,000. 17,000. Okay, so 17,000. Okay, and the rate being, let's say 0.2. It's not possible. 5.2. Okay, so let's say 3,300. Okay, so you see, so the dollar equivalent of 17,000 is what? 56.56 or 5.67. Sorry. Okay, so let's do two more, then we can just go back. 5.
30th June 2016.
We can move from June. We are too comfortable with June.
1st July.
1st July.
Yeah.
Okay. 0716. Okay, so receipt number BF2. BF-3. Okay, alright.
And this was forum with religious leaders.
Forum with religious leaders.
Yes.
Okay, so see. Then
He was
Chief.
Chief Losdi.
Hey, please spell Losdi.
Losdi.
SDI. Thank you. So what expense line?
Lunch and snack.
Okay. Okay, so lunch and snacks. Let's, for purposes of let's put capacity enhancement. Then
in local currency, 10,000 naira.
10,000 naira.
Yes.
Okay. And okay, so this is, let's say we're still retaining 350 as the exchange rate. So you see the dollar. Okay, so let's find last two entries. Okay.
15th July 2016.
15 July 2016. 15 July 2016. 15 July 2016. Okay.
The activity.
No, receipt the reference number.
Okay.
Just for so that when we are validating why the payment, what payment has been made, what is the supporting documentation, we will use the reference number. So what's
#B26?
#B26. Okay. Remember your activity is what?
Forum with students.
Forum with students. Okay. These students are very proud. Okay. For who again? Bill. Yes. But from Bill, eh? Okay. And what expense line?
It will be conference room.
Conference room. So if it's conference here and you think you pay your grant, we have to refer to it as conference room. What do? You go back to the activity listing, then you edit it. Remember, conference room. So when we come to your detail and we do it, you see we have conference room. Initially it was conference, right? So that's why this is actually for you to own the template and ensure that whatever you speak to is what you are really working on there. Okay, so it's for
1 day.
Okay.
1 day conference. 1 day forum with students.
1 day forum. Okay. Sorry. With students. Okay, so it's also for advocacy, right? And
The cost
yes,
47,212.
200 and I like that number. And the exchange rate being
350.
is it what?
350.
315. Okay. Okay. We have one last one. Senior, how? Yes, you've been silent for long. Could you give us one? What activity? What date? 22nd. Should we use 22nd August?
August, yes.
Yes.
That's fine.
2016. Okay, so as we said, the reference can either be please hold. The reference can either be your check number, your voucher number, or okay. So for purposes of, let's just copy this. Let's just copy this and push it here. Okay. Oh, don't worry, the computer is misbehaving. Okay, so hold on. We are here. We're copying the wow. Okay, so let's put a number there as per the reference. Let's say A4 USD. What?
Is that a voucher number?
Is that the voucher number or a reference number? That's when we are comparing your supporting sheet from the detailed expenses. We will be able to trace that this reference aligns to that expense. Okay. So here, mind you, you cannot type in. You need to do what? Scroll down. So which of the activities do you want us to allocate this to? Baseline research. Okay, so for right? Okay, so for what expenditure? Are you comfortable with all the expenditure here, or we should go and find another expenditure line and bring? We can do so. Let's say the other expenditure line we are looking for is what's the name of this activity?
Can we put high transportation?
Transportation is already there.
Hiring of men, renting of men.
This line.
What?
I think communication.
We have media there.
We have printing already there.
We have media.
Okay, so what goes into some of the
Communication.
Okay.
Communication. Let's choose communication.
Okay, so we go back to it. Let's see, do we have communication there? Communication. Is it showing? Wow,
Yes.
Communication is there. We are good to go. Okay. So communication or okay. Then what again? So let's say advocacy again. Then the activity being, I like the example given by our other colleague. Let's say, please, I'm waiting for you.
A figure?
Yes, a figure.
22,416.
416.00.
00.
Okay, 07. Okay, then the
320.
320. Okay, so
So what are the exchange rates different?
no, different dates, dates and different, and so automatically it's okay. So when we are done here,
Okay. Yes, I think the grants, we have bank charges and a lot of them more time want to push it here. So if we can have a session for that so that they will know how to handle
bank charges. Okay, so we go to the activity listing. It's either how do we cost it? Was it under logistics?
Some have it under as a separate cost under their grants.
Okay, so we see bank charges.
So the bank charges becomes an expense.
Yes.
Maybe as activity was part of their budget.
No, it's an expense, so we will create it as an expense. So let's say like on the first receipt, right? They had the thing to recognize first was maybe the bank charges before all other costs. Because here it's, so we are on, let's say activity 8 or 25th 08. Maybe they might not have seen the bank charge until they got their bank statement at the end of the month. So that is when maybe they are recognizing it. So 25th 08 2016. Okay, so BC Echo. Let's see. Then bank charges for Echo Bank. That's what. Okay, and it relates to one of the activities. So we possibly can either do it for the grant or
Possibly grant.
yes. So we do the grant. Right. Okay. Okay. So who? It's let's see Echo Bank. Expense line. Remember we have bank charges. Okay, so we indicate bank charges. So okay, so it still relates to what the activity grant is advocacy grant. So it's an advocacy. So it's an advocacy grant. Then let's see how much is it? 2,000.
100.
Okay, so in dollar terms it's $20. Okay, so when we go to we will go to our activity, and then you step in the row column and you go to data, then you click refresh, or everything has now been done. All that's
the summary of one.
Yep.
Okay, question.
Please.
What about if I'm selecting the rows? I saw that you select the two rows together. What about I'm trying to do it, but I don't know how to do it. It's not picking. Can I do it 1-1?
You can do it 1-1. This currently we are only interested in the lines for this, because this one depicts the activities. But just for you as a measure, see how much you have spent on the respective expense lines. That's why you have the second one, to also see whether you are within budget, or maybe a different report will request you to put your activities on expense line, not on the activity lines. Now we are reporting on activity lines, so you can do it separately though, but in the interim you can put it on one, or you can put it on the two, and you click refresh. Okay,
Can you just do that again? Can you go over that again?
okay, so I'm undoing it.
Because not fine, I did.
Okay, so what I said was that after the whole activity, you see we are done.
Yes.
We've
So we go
inputted.
to the summary report.
We go to the summary report.
Okay.
You click on the row label. Kindly
Row
put your cursor on the row label.
Okay.
Okay. Then you press Control if you are moving it to add to the second sheet. We are adding the second database, right? So if you click, then all of them.
Activate both.
Yeah, you activate both. Then you are going to click refresh all.
So you go to data and then click refresh up.
Yes. Then automatically it populates your. Okay. So from here,
Okay, I think
there's another question.
yes, I we see that the grant amount that we receive, the 12,000 is also there, and it is giving us a grand total, which is taking all all amount there, which includes the grant. So in this case, how would I know how much I have spent?
Well, you can limit it by also going here and deselecting the grant you received, right?
Okay.
Deselecting the grant you received, and it will show.
So you click on the arrow. On
Yes. You deselect the blank, and that's why if you don't actually categorize it well, that is how your report is going to come out, right? So you see this.
Okay, so yeah, I understand now. So now I've seen
How much you have spent. How much you have spent off your grant.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so this is going to help you if you go to your activity. We have already we are here already. Then you'll be filling these ones you pay your grant terms. If this is WABAM or whichever organization, you can fill these ones, the grant documents, these ones. But I am interested now in how you are able to select your data. Okay, so picking your grant budget as we are using now, what activities do we have? We have the first A activity being support, don't punish. Okay, so what do we say? We select support, don't punish. Mind you, when you select support, don't punish, it is going to bring what you have. It's going to bring the summarized data from this place. So you put support, don't punish. What do you see? It has brought the amount spent from your analyzed sheet. So the only thing you need to do now is state the approved amounts per the budget. So support don't punish from the budget we have is 5865. Okay, so you see automatically it nets off to see how much is not being expensed. You get it?
Yeah.
Okay, so the next activity being
baseline research and dissemination.
Okay, so baseline research. So you see, this is developed to bring all your data from what you have captured.
Okay, so there's no need for you to tamper with the current, trying to put in how much you spend.
No. It is the data you have inputted on your detail sheet, which after refreshing is just populating what you have spent. Okay, so per the grants, the baseline research was 111. Okay. So then we are saying that the next activity is what? Forum with students. Okay, so you see it has brought the expense that's so far on forum with students, and now the amount that we had on forum with students is 1,630.
Yes, 1,630.
Okay. Then the next one being
follow up
on the NCC bill.
Okay, so we just categorize that follow up. You see, that's why it's okay. No, the amount is 200. And the next one is
Workshop for network members.
Okay, so workshop for network members being 925. Okay.
Forum for religious leaders.
Forum for religious leaders.
A forum with religious.
Okay, so you say it's picked it up again, and 2180. And then remember, how did we categorize the bank charges? You see, we categorize it as grants, right? So you see in here, what do? We can categorize it again as a grant, depending on how you did it.
100.
It didn't pick. But okay, so I mean, these are, it will just pick it up like that, then it will just give you your data. But this one, if you had already sent another report from the previous year, from the previous reporting period, what you do is you input the amount that you put there as a. So let's say we had already submitted our report for last reporting period. This one, you put the amount you reported. So let's say 200. Right? So it will be adding up and will be offsetting from. So this is basically how the report. Everything is dependent on how you input your information in the detailed sheet. And if you organize it very well, life is easier and cool. So as a recap, before you get here, you will have to show which of the sheets, which of the themes you are working on, what activities per your grants you are working in now, what expenses actually relate to your grant, and if the currencies that have been listed here does not conform to what you have the free will to change a number of these things to fit what your activities are as per the approved grant. So when you're from here, then straight you go to your detail sheet. Then your detail sheet, you will be inputting those in this color shade of brown. All the shades in blue, you do not have control to enter anything in there. That is why you come into the activity listing to be inputting what you think is relevant to your grant. After all your input have been done, it can go to the extent of 100,000 inputs. It will be captured. All you need to do is just go to your summary page, step on the row column, and when you step on the row column and you go to data, you click on refresh, or all your data will be refreshed and your report will be done in no time, and it will just organize your data for you. In the interim, this is what we have for you. We are available to answer all other questions from here. Thank you.